Welcome to my channel. My name is Naive. In this episode, I am reviewing Borrego, which is currently streaming on Netflix. It was written and directed by Jesse Harris. Now, I am not familiar with Jesse Harris's past work, but I'm very interested in his projects moving forward. Borrego is rated R and stars Lucy Hale, Nicholas Gonzalez, and Olivia Trujillo. Now, Lucy stars as Elly, a grieving botanist who just started a new life in a new town after losing her sister. While researching a rare botanical species, Elly meets a lonely truant who skipped school on this particular day. Her name is Alex, played by Olivia Trujillo, who skipped school to hang out in the desert. Elly befriends her and schools her on this rare flower that she's studying. But as it begins to get dark, Elly sends the young girl on her way. Now, as Elly herself is leaving, she witnesses a small plane, like a propeller plane, crash land. She attempts to help the injured pilot, but he begins shooting at her. Turns out he's a Mexican drug mule and must transport the drugs that aren't damaged from the plane crash to the drop-off location, which is by the Salton Sea. And he, at this point in the film, doesn't speak, well, he exclusively speaks Spanish. So at this point in the film, we don't know if he understands English. So they are trying to communicate, and he, at this point, seems to not understand her. So she says these triggering words that she feels that he will understand, and she pleads for her life. In exchange for her life, Elly agrees to transport the drug mule and his drugs to the Salton Sea. But when her Jeep breaks down, they have to make the deadly journey on foot. Meanwhile, an understaffed and overworked sheriff, played by Nicholas Gonzalez, happens upon the crash site, the abandoned Jeep, and some random dead bodies along the way, and must follow the trail through this dangerous desert to save Elly and his daughter, who is Alex. Now, this film starts off very slow, but all of those scenes in the beginning are clues that weave the story together. The story beats were arranged like a mystery, even though genre-wise this is a thriller. This could have easily been a miniseries. There are prominent continuity issues, but the story is so entertaining and intense that you're not distracted by the plot holes. The character arcs are so interesting as well. You're not overfed information. Backstory is revealed as the story unfolds, so in a natural, organic way. Now, the score reverberates very intently, but it's overscored. This film has a 102-minute runtime, and it felt like 100 of those minutes had music, was paired to music. So it is kind of overscored, but the score is still beautiful. The cinematography is beautiful as well. It is filmed on location, so you see the beautiful landscape of this desert. I also could tell that a lot of these scenes were repeated, like they were filmed in the same few spots, if that makes sense. Lucy Hale did an amazing job. She personified the right amount of emotion for a young woman who's grieving, trapped in this desert, this strange man who's holding her hostage at gunpoint, who barely speaks her language, and who has no qualms about pulling the trigger. I think she did a very good job. The acting was delivered well by everyone involved. On a grading scale, I would rate Borrego a B. I think it is worth seeing. Again, it's currently streaming on Netflix. Thank you so much. If you stuck around this long, I certainly appreciate you. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And until next time, peace.